Good morning, guys. Today topic is boot process for router. अगर आपको याद हो कल हमने डिस्कस किया था राउटर में कितने टाइप की मेमोरी होती है? रैम, रोम, फ्लैश, बफर. हमने बात की थी कि जो हमारी रनिंग कॉन्फ़िगरेशन होती है वो कहाँ स्टोर होती है? जो स्टार्टअप कॉन्फ़िगरेशन होती है वो कहाँ स्टोर होती है? रोम में क्या होता है? रोम में होता है आपका मिनी. अभी बात करेंगे थोड़ी देर में कि मिनी आईओएस क्या होता है. फाइन. व्हाट इज मिनी आईओएस? वी विल टॉक आफ्टर सम टाइम व्हाट इज मिनी आईओएस. नाउ इन फ्लैश व्हाट विल बी सेव्ड इन फ्लैश? माय iOS. And what will be saved in this buffer memory? We will talk later. Fine. If I start from the very beginning thing, what we people do, we turn on router. We turn on router. After that, what will be the first step that router will take? First of all, router will decompress its image. After that, see, in ROM there are different instructions. What do you mean by instructions? What are instructions? Sequence of doings. जो मुझे काम करना है, the work I have to do, उसके लिए क्या डिफाइन होगी? For that thing I have defined sequence. That sequence is stored in ROM. Whenever we people turn on the router, first of all, who is initialized? ROM. So first of all, in ROM, image is decompressed. Which image? IS image. ROM will give an instruction to the router that please decompress the image. Second thing, in ROM, second instruction is to run post. Post means power on self test. See, when we woke up in the morning, what do we usually do? जब हम सुबह उठते ही अंगड़ाई लेते हैं. रीजन? वी yawn like this, we stretch our body. Why? What's the reason? We were just checking that the hardware connected to our body is working fine or not. In the similar way, if I talk about router, why router is running post? Power on self test. To check that all the hardware which is connected to router is working fine or not. After post, what router will do? Router will install IS from flash. Now guys, there will be two cases. One, router is able to find iOS, and second is router is not able to find. Fine. If router is not able to find iOS, then there is one thing called mini iOS, which is present in ROM, is loaded. But if router is able to install the iOS, what router will do? Router will install it. After that, Now guys, after this there will be two cases. What are those two cases? First is router has loaded the iOS. After that there will be two cases. What router want to do? Router want to load configuration. What kind of configuration router want to load? Try to understand, there are two type of configuration. One is, other one is running configuration. Both are stored in NVRAM. See now, router has an option. If router will find startup configuration in NVRAM, first of all router will load startup configuration. It means router will do first lookup for startup. If router is not able to find startup, then router will load running. Both are stored in NVRAM. Now there will be a question in your mind. Sir, what's the difference between startup and running? Running is the basic configuration that router needs whenever it has to start. And startup is the configuration which I have saved. This thing is clear? Any problems? Now guys, first lookup will always be for startup configuration and second will be for running configuration. Any issues in this? No. What are the instruction defined? What I am trying to say, what I told you, router will try to load first of all startup config, then running config. It's like this here. If instruction is 0x2102, router will load startup config. If instruction is 0x21, router will load running config first. Now, what I am trying to say, हिंदी में फिर इंग्लिश में, मैंने बोला राउटर में बाय डिफॉल्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन डिफाइंड होती है 0x2102. तो राउटर बाय डिफॉल्ट लोड क्या करता है? स्टार्टअप कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. अगर स्टार्टअप नहीं मिलती तो रनिंग कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. लेकिन अगर मैं उस इंस्ट्रक्शन की वैल्यू कर देता हूं 0x2142, तो राउटर क्या करता है? बाय डिफॉल्ट ही क्या लोड करता है? रनिंग कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. व्हाट आई जस्ट टोल्ड देम, इफ instruction value is 0x2102, what router will try to do? Router will try to load startup configuration first, then running configuration. Fine. Second thing, if instruction value is 0x2142, router will never try to load startup configuration. Router will always try to load running configuration. This thing is clear? Now, by default value is 0x21, so by default router will always try to load startup configuration. Now guys, what I just told you, there will be two cases. Startup configuration is present, startup configuration is not present. When it is present, it will be loaded and I will get into CLI. If it is not present, router will ask me a question. What is that question? Yes. We will see to it. How? Fine. All of you know about this software. This is a router. How you will access it? You will click on it. Single click. CLI. Now, what I will do? Physically turn off. Physically turn on. You can see the green light. What's going on? What is the first step? Router is decompressing the image. Let's see. After decompressing the image, what router has done? Nothing. This is the basic information. Router has done here nothing. Why? Because this is the software. If I reload a real router, router will do many things. Yes. What do you mean by decompressing? Decompress का मतलब होता है to read the image from the flash. Startup configuration नहीं, flash में से iOS को read करना. See, if I start my computer, what I have found, आपने एक चीज, you have noticed one thing, कि अगर मैं Windows XP की बात करता हूँ, if I talk about Windows XP, when we start up Windows XP, there will be a screen written there Windows XP और एक टैब होता था, यूं चलता रहता था. You have seen that thing. Nowadays also, अगर मैं Windows 7 की बात करता हूँ, जब मैं ऑन करता हूँ, बीच में एक लोगो आता है, फ्लैश करता है बार बार. At that time, what's happening? Router is, my computer is loading operating system from hard disk. My computer is loading operating system from. This is the thing. See, when you turn on your phone, it will take around 3 to 4 seconds to get turned on. Agree or not? At that time, what your phone was doing? It was loading operating system which was stored in the hard drive. Fine. In the same way, router was decompressing the image. Fine. Now I am getting a question. Continue with configuration dialog. What do you mean by this thing? No. This thing signifies that router is not able to load startup configuration. That's why which configuration is loaded? Running configuration. Whenever router will load running configuration, you will get a message like this. Fine. Now you have two options. What are those two options? Continue with configuration dialog, yes or? If I type here, yes. What router is asking? Read this line first. From this point. At any point, read it out. Read.
At any point, you can enter a question mark for help. Use Ctrl plus C to abort configuration dialog at any prompt. Default settings are in the square bracket. Basic management setup configures only enough connectivity for management of systems. Extended setup will ask you to configure each interface of the system.
Next line.
Would you like to get the basic management setup?
Guys, all things are specified here. What router is saying, at any point you may enter question mark for help. Second thing, use to abort. It means actually what it is. It is configuration dialog prompt. Fine. You can abort it anytime by pressing Ctrl C like I just pressed. Agree? Now again what I will do? I will restart my router. I will go back to the same point. Fine. Again I will type here. Yes. At the same point. Now I will again type. What router is asking? See guys, it's like this. When we were in school, there were two kinds of tests. One was oral test, one was written test. What was the difficult one? Which was the difficult one? Oral test. Why? Because in oral test, teacher keep on asking questions and you have to answer those questions at the same time. The same thing is here. Router is asking questions and I have to answer them in a sequence. I cannot break the sequence. You cannot say your teacher like this, ask next. You cannot say, you cannot do it. So I cannot say router, I want to skip this question. Router will say yes, skipped. Next question. Router will never allow me to skip a question. This thing is clear. It means I have to configure router according to router. But if I type here, no. I can configure router according to my wish. It means it will be a kind of written test in which I can define answers according to my wish. I have a question paper, I can define answers. I can write fifth answer first, fourth after that, third after that. What I am trying to say, what is the main difference between yes or no? When you type there yes, you can configure router according to router's wish. When you type there no, you will configure router according to your wish. Now I want to go in which mode? No mode. What I will type here? Control C. Which mode is this? No mode. What I will again do? Turn off, turn on. Router is loading the iOS. Fine. Now guys, most important thing. If I say what I just write? 2 access CLI of router. We have how many ways? First one is second one is third one is see, it's like this. We have 3 modes in router. First mode is first mode is user mode. Now to get into user mode, how many ways we have? 3 ways. I can get into user mode by using console, by using aux, or by using, just take an example. What's your name? Pradeep. Pradeep want to talk to his girlfriend. There are only 2 ways. One, Pradeep, girlfriend. Fine. First way, Pradeep will go to her. Pradeep will go to her and talk to her. It means Pradeep is physically present near to the girlfriend. This is the first way. Second way, Pradeep can make a phone call. Agree? So there are two ways. First is accessing the device physically. When we are accessing the device by console or aux, we are accessing the device physically. When I talk about remote accessing, what do you mean by remote accessing? I am not present near to the device, but still I am able to control the device. It means it means remote access. This thing is fine. So to get into user mode, we have three ways: console, aux and telnet. Just try to understand from a security point of view that on these three modes, you can enable password. In which modes? When you are accessing router through console, you can set a. When you are accessing it through aux, you can set a. When you are accessing it through telnet, or you can set a password. This thing is clear? Fine. Next thing. This is my router. First way, how you will access the router. I will take a router. I will take a computer. Next thing, I need a wire. Which cable I will use? Console cable. Which cable? Second one is, to which port I have to connect? To which port I have to connect? RS-230. Now, I will click on computer. I will click on desktop. I will click on terminal. What is this terminal? What is the terminal? On your laptop, you have internet, but no browser. You can access internet. How? Is there any way? You have to check your Facebook messages. How you will check your Facebook messages? Through CMD. Is it possible? No. I am connected to router. Fine. How my computer will understand language of router? See, I have an internet connection. How my computer will understand internet? If I have a browser, then only my computer will understand internet. Agree or not? In the same way, I am saying, I am having a router connected to my computer through console cable. My computer has to understand router. It means I need a software installed on my router. This particular software is called Hyper Terminal. This thing is clear? Now, this feature is by default present in, but not in so if I am accessing my device through Vista 7 or 8, I have to use a software called Putty. This software, Putty. This thing is clear? Now I will click on OK. I am getting access of router. What I will type here? First command that all of you must know is show users. What is the use of this command?
So how many active users connected to this node?
First command is use of this command is to check who is currently accessing my router. This thing is clear? Who is currently? Now if I run this command, I will get a result. What result I am getting? I am accessing router through console 0. What is console 0? Router. You can see here it is a console port. This port is called, number for this port is console 0. Why? There is only one port present on router. On router, everything starts with 0. That's why this port is having a number console 0. This thing is fine. Fine. Now guys, what information I was getting here? That I have access a router through console 0. If I single click on router, I go to CLI. The same command is present here also. How? See, it is a software. Where I am? I am in CLI. This time I am accessing router through console port. What I am trying to say, this is system, this is router. First case, I connected it with the console cable. Here I am taking access using hyper terminal. Fine. Second case, I click on router, I get into CLI. There are two cases. What I am saying, both are same. Whether you access router by first way or by, because of software, these both are same things. Fine. Any question? No. Show from where I am accessing router. Star means active connection. Star means what do you mean by console 0? That I am actively accessing my router through which port? Console 0. Now guys, first most important command, how you will get into next mode, or question will be, what will be the next mode? Now try to understand what I told you, that if you want to go into user mode of router, there can be three cases. One is console, other one is aux, third one is telnet, or you can set a password for all these three things. But now I am in user mode. Router didn't ask for any password. It means password is by default not set. This thing is clear? Now, I have to go in which mode? Privilege mode. What will be the command to go in privilege mode? Enable. Next mode will be global. How to go in global configuration mode? Configure terminal. I think you have covered these things in lab. Fine. If I want to come back, now if I want to come back, any issue? Now, first thing that we will understand is what is the difference between user mode and privilege mode? Yes, anybody? What is the difference between user mode and privilege mode? Yes, आप बताओ. Fine. So my question was, what is the main difference between user mode and privilege mode? Yes, anybody? Troubleshooting can be done in any mode. It's all about commands. See now, what I am trying to say, if you say ping is a tshoot command, fine. You can run ping here also, fine. Enable, you will find ping here also, agree or not? If I go to global configuration mode, I can ping here also. So how I can say that privilege mode is used for troubleshooting and user mode is not used for troubleshooting, global configuration is not used for troubleshooting? I cannot say this thing. Why people say this thing? Why? Because everything has a level. Fine. When I get into a network, I will get a privilege. What I will get? Privilege. What is privilege? My rights. My access rights. What I am trying to say, if you are a new employee in a company, your privilege will be low compared to a person who is working there from past several years. Agree? Or you can say, when you enter into a company, someone cannot give you access for of whole network. कोई आपको पूरे नेटवर्क का एक्सेस कभी भी नहीं देगा. क्यों नहीं देगा? Because you are a beginner. So first of all, he will give you access up to user mode. Which mode? It means what you will be doing there. You are in user mode. You have to do everything. You have to check configuration here. You have to troubleshoot here according to your knowledge. This thing is clear? It means your work will be dependent on which mode? User mode. What I am trying to say, in user mode, you cannot run some commands. It means your work will never to check those commands. Your work will to check the commands you can run in this mode. Agree? Cisco ने अपना iOS बनाया ही ऐसा है. Cisco has built its iOS like this. How? Like if I am in user mode, user have some privilege and user can do these things, these basic things. Like what I have to check? I have to check which IP address is assigned on which interface. Agree? Which IP address is assigned on Show IP interface. Brief. In which mode I am? User mode. It means I can do troubleshooting in user mode, but for the basic level, not up to high level. I cannot check running configuration. In which mode? User mode. It's not possible. This thing is clear? Now, just think like I have a company. I am hiring 3 employees. First, beginner. Second, intermediate. Third, expert. Fine. Now, what is his work? He is having privilege up to which mode? User mode. Intermediate user is having privilege up to which mode? Privilege mode. And the expert is having privilege up to global configuration mode. This thing is clear? Fine. So it's all about commands. Some commands I can run in user mode, some commands I can run in privilege mode. I cannot run all the commands in user mode. But try to understand as I move on. First mode is user, second is privilege, third is global configuration mode. At the end, mode is global configuration mode. It means I can run any command in global configuration mode. But I cannot run all commands in which mode? Enable mode or user mode. This thing is clear? By default on a router, when a user, like you are accessing a router, your privilege is 15. 15 is the maximum level. It means you can do anything on the device. This thing is clear? This thing is fine. Next thing. First command is enable. Now in privilege mode you can run. It means you can troubleshoot more better. Agree or not? You have show run. You have show flash. Some more commands. Show. Can you run the same command in user mode? Yes, I can check time in both user mode also and privilege mode also. So it's all about commands. Fine. Next thing. That is called basic router management. That is not in your syllabus. If you want to learn these things, you can learn these things in Ccna security. Fine. On a router, we can define one thing called parser view. What is parser view? This is a user, I will define a privilege for him. And I will define this user can run only these commands. That particular thing is called parser view. This thing is clear? Next thing. Enable. How to set clock? Command will be clock set. Let's say time is, date is, month is December, year is, show clock. Time is updated. Any problem? No. Next thing. Show flash. In flash, what is stored? iOS. Next command is show. My iOS version is 12.2. My configuration register value is by default 0x2102. Fine. So first thing that we will learn today is how to set console password. Fine. So to set console password, command will be line console 0. What is the use of login? if I type here no login, then what do you mean by login? इस login command से हो क्या रहा है?
प्रिविलेज मोड में जाने के लिए वो पासवर्ड मांगेगा।
प्रिविलेज मोड में जाने के लिए कभी पासवर्ड नहीं मांगेगा, हैं? दिस पासवर्ड इज नॉट फॉर प्रिविलेज मोड। अभी तो ऐसी ऐसी बातें होंगी, तोते उड़ेंगे, रुक जाओ। हैं? मतलब क्या? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय लॉगिन? व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ लॉगिन कमांड? सी, if I type here login, only then router will ask for a password prompt. Only then router will ask for a, if I don't write here login, router will never ask for password prompt. By default command is no. I am outside. Router is asking for a password prompt. No. Why? Because command there is no login. I will write here line console 0. I will write here what router is saying me? Login on until router is saying I will provide a password prompt to the user, but first you will have to set a password. This thing is clear? Now look here. First of all, I have to define a password is command is again what router is asking for? Password. Password to enter which mode? User mode. This thing is clear? Password is, if I write here enable, I will get into which mode? This thing is clear? Now I want to set separate password for every user. This time I have same password for everyone. Whether you are accessing, we have same password. For all of us, password is Mogambo. Fine. What I want to do is I want to set separate password for separate user. What's your name? Spelling. Password. नाम. हाँ भाई. नाम पवन. What I have created? What I have created? Username and password. What do you mean by creating username and password? रिजल्ट चेक किया कभी? रिजल्ट आता है, रिजल्ट आता तो क्या होता है? व्हाट विल हैपन व्हेन वी गेट द रिजल्ट? व्हाट वी हैव? roll number. We enter our roll number and we get a result. So what is actually happening? How many of you know about stacks? What are stacks? Stacks. DBMS. How many of you studied DBMS? Database Management System. The same is the thing here. What I have? Roll number. Fine. What user will do? User will enter its roll number. Now, user will enter its roll number and user will send the request to the server. Server will look for the particular roll number. Server is having result of many people. He will find your result and he will give it to you. Where server is searching for the result? In the database. It means that database is uploaded by whom? The one who is giving you the result. Agree or not? In the same manner, you are defining database on the router. For what thing? That whenever router asks for a password, user will enter username and from where router will check those things? From this database. This thing is clear? Fine. Now I will again go in line console 0. Now just tell me one thing. Is there any need for password Mogambo? No, because every user has its own password. So first of all I will write here no password. First thing is, main thing, if you are a good observer, you can observe here one thing, that if you want to remove any password, there is no need to know about the password. मैंने यहाँ टाइप किया मोगेम्बो, नहीं टाइप किया. Why? Because this is not a need. When you have to remove the password, there is no need that you know the password or you don't know. You can simply remove the password. Fine. So I write here no password. It means password Mogambo is removed. Second thing, I have to write here login local. What do you mean by this command? With the help of this command, router will give me two prompts. One is of password, one is of username. This thing is clear? First is username is, password is, show who is accessing the router. Test. Any issue? No. Shall we move on? Next thing, how to set host name on router. Command will be, what is host name? Router's name. Next thing is how to set banner on router. Command is banner. After that, okay. What is the difference between MOTD and login banner? Login. banner, I am setting MOTD banner. Fine. Banner MOTD. After that I will write C. Which banner is this? MOTD. Second is login. What is this C? I have to start and end my message with C. I said two banners. I am getting both of them. What is the difference between login and MOTD banner then? Yes. बताओ. यस. घर के बाहर नेम प्लेट लगी होती है, यूज होता है उसका कुछ होता है क्या? तो सेम तरह से किसी ने मेरे राउटर को एक्सेस किया, समवन इज एक्सेसिंग माय राउटर, ही कैन आइडेंटिफाई ये राउटर किसका है, कौन मालिक है इसका. इट्स नॉट अबाउट होस्ट नेम. एक कंपनी का राउटर है, दे विल बी सेटिंग अ बैनर देयर to let you know that if you do anything which is against the law, you will be fucked. Fine. Username is test, password is है. मैं तो आपकी बात ही नहीं समझ पाया. ठीक है भाई, पता नहीं प्रिविलेज ज़्यादा हो जाती है, आखिरी कमांड की पता ही नहीं क्या बोल रहा था. ठीक है. आप गलत सोच रहे हो थोड़ा सा, समझो इस बात को. टेस्ट टेस्ट क्या है, यूजर नेम और पासवर्ड है, वो कमांड नहीं है. ठीक है भाई. एनेबल. नेक्स्ट थिंग, कॉन्फ़िगर स्पेस टर्मिनल. Next thing that we have to learn today is how to set telnet password. How to set? How many of you know about telnet? What is telnet? Can I telnet without password? Yes. How? Okay. Okay. We will see to it. Let's discuss telnet first. Fine. Console thing is clear. What is telnet? Layer used for using TCP at layer using port number 23. Any problem? Anybody? This is a router, this is a user. This user want to access this router. What is the first thing that he or she needs? There are two requirements for remote accessing. One is connectivity. Second is enable password must be set. Enable password must be. What is this enable password? Now see here. Router provides you security at two levels. At how many levels? What are those two levels? This is user. He is accessing router. First he has to get into which mode? So first of all, how many ways are there to get into user mode? Console, aux, or it's your wish, you can set a password here also. Fine. First level of security. It means you can set password for console port also, auxiliary port also, and telnet also. You want to, if you want to. Fine. Second thing, after user mode also you can set password. That password is called enable password. This thing is clear? So at how many levels I can implement security? Guys, 3 cases हैं, देखो. Real time nowadays, let's discuss about it. Now guys, what we people think? We people think this is a router. Fine. We can set password at how many levels? 2 levels. What we people think that every database is stored on router. Agree or not? This is our thinking. Whether we think about console password or we think about telnet or we think about aux. Every database is stored on router. But this is not the case in real time. What is going on in real time in a company? We have Cisco Secure ACS. What is Cisco Secure ACS? Cisco Secure Access Control Server. The name is defining access control server. Now what's going on? This is my router. It will be connected to a server. That server will be Cisco Secure. All database will be stored on this server. I am a user. I am accessing device through console. I will connect wire to the router. I will try to log in. I will try to enter username. What router will do? Router will send my username and password that I typed in to the server in encrypted format. In encrypted format at server, the username and password will be matched. Now server will say yes, username password verified. Give access to the user. Now here I am remotely accessing the router. I will come to the router. I will enter username and password. Router will send username and password to the server. This server is basically called Cisco Secure Access Control Server. This thing is clear. This is the things going on in real time. We never store database on router. भाई router को 50,000 काम करने हैं. Router has to do lot of works. Router will never manage database. This thing is clear?
Just like proxy authentication.
Yeah, just like proxy authentication. Very good. Now guys, there are two protocols. There are two protocols which router will use to communicate with the server. What are those protocols? Radius and TACX. Radius and TACX. TACX is Cisco proprietary and Radius is open standard. Name is like this. TAC ACS. Other one is Radius. This is Cisco. This is Radius. Open standard. Fine. Yes. Any questions? Any problem? So this is the extra information that you can give at any time when you are in an interview. Fine. Next thing. We were discussing about telnet. We discussed two things that if you want to telnet, two things are must. One is connectivity, other thing is enable password. You know, you can create database for enable password also. You can create database for, this thing is clear. All the password which we implement on router are actually stored at server. That server is called ACS, Access Control Server. Now what I will do, I will connect a switch. So what is my motive? My motive is to access this router from here by using which protocol? Telnet. So for Telnet, what were the conditions? Connectivity and enable. How I will make connectivity? I will assign IP address to this computer as 1000. Subnet mask will be. Do we need default gateway? Yes or no? Why? Router is present in same network. There is no need of default gateway. Good. अच्छा लगा ये बात सुन के. Username enable. So first thing is enable password. What password you want to set? पिया बसंती रे. ठीक है जी. ठीक है यार, आप बताओ कोई फनी सा वर्ड. कोई भी. ठीक है भाई. पासवर्ड इज जादू. नाउ most important thing, I have to make connectivity. To build connectivity, what I will do? I will assign IP address to the which interface? FA 0/. It is visible to everybody. All of you know this thing. है. ये क्या है? है क्या है ये? बोलो यार, प्रैक्टिकल नहीं करते आप लोग? बोलो। हाँ, लिंक स्ट्रेट अप है, क्या है, ऐसा दिखाया क्यों उसने? ठीक है, यहाँ पे दिखा रहा है, एग्री? ठीक है जी। अभी बात करूंगा ये है क्या, पहले बात करता हूं, यहां दिखा रहा है लाइन वी टी वाई 0 से 5, इसका मतलब पता सबको? कितने सेशन बनाए मैंने? 6। मैंने कमांड क्या चला दिया? लॉगिन प्रॉम्प्ट। लॉगिन प्रॉम्प्ट को नो करने का मतलब है आई एम सेइंग टू राउटर प्लीज नॉट आस्क फॉर पासवर्ड प्रॉम्प्ट। एग्री? टू what IP address is assigned here? किया नहीं था यार, मेरे तो दिमाग में कर दिया, इस पे कर दिया क्या? ठीक है भाई। भाई एक्सेस आ गया, कहाँ हो तुम? सोए हुए हो तुम? ये देखो, देखो अब दोबारा दोबारा, मैं पीसी से हूं, मैं लिखा टेलनेट 1000, आई हैव कनेक्टिविटी, हाउ आई विल चेक कनेक्टिविटी? आई विल पिंग 1000, आई एम गेटिंग अ रिप्लाई, आई विल राइट हियर टेलनेट 1000 2 connection open, without password I am able to telnet. It means it is the wish of administrator, he want to set telnet password or not. This thing is clear, this thing is fine. Now I will move to router, but before that enable password is Jadoo, password is, which password is this? Enable password. Now interface FA0/0, if I shut the interface what will happen? Connectivity will be lost. Connection remote host, why? Because there is no, what I am trying to tell you, look here, no, shut, I got the access. Look here, enable password is Jadoo. Yes. कौन थी इंटरफेस FA0/1? इंटरफेस FA1/0, shut, no shut. This is also an interface present on router. मैं क्या कह रहा हूं, यहां पे तो नहीं आया वो मैसेज, आपके सामने राउटर पे मैं गया, मैं राउटर पे क्या लिखा, यहां आया ना मैसेज एक, इंटरफेस FA1/0, शट किया, मैसेज आया, नो शट किया, क्या आया? आई एम गेटिंग अ मैसेज. बट व्हेन आई एम डूइंग द सेम थिंग ऑन Here also I am having access. Agree or not? Shut. No shut. You can see here. Here I am getting a message, but here I am not getting a. What is this thing? Why it is happening? कहानी पूरी समझो. What is the कहानी? Fine. देखो अब बहुत ध्यान से बात सुनो. This is our router. Fine. This is a user. That particular message is called log. Fine. Log means a kind of notification. Whenever something will change on router will give me a notification. Fine. Any issue? No. By default, router will send all notification out of I am accessing my router through which port? Console port. Agree or not? I am getting all the notification because this is the by default behavior that router will send all logs out of console port, but router will never send logs out of virtual ports or virtual lines. You are accessing router through computer. It means you are using telnet. Router will never send log on telnet lines. This thing is clear. That's why I am not getting logs here, but I am getting logs on router. If you want to do it, you can do it. Yes, it's possible. How? There is a command called monitor. Command is, then that you can run in line mode. Where? Line mode. This thing is clear. Now guys, you can do telnet in two ways. I will show you both of the variations. First is line VTY 0 to 10 by setting a same password for every user. Second command will be login. Or you can do is no password, login, local. Clear? Any problem? No. Port numbers are visible. I have assigned IP address. Agree or not? I will move to IP address. No? Any problem? I can ping 1200. Any problem? From there, sorry, from here I can ping 1200 1. Any issue? From here I can telnet 12001. What is saying? But not set. Password required but not. See now. What do you mean by this command? How many of you know about pipe command? Guys, just tell me one small thing. If you are in real time, fine, you are working in Airtel, you have a router, what command you will run there? Show run. You know how long the running configuration is. Running configuration can be of 100 pages. Yes, in real time running configuration can be of where you will find your content. So you must use pipe command to select the content you want to see from that particular show run. What I am saying to router, show run section. I don't want to see full show run. I want to see a section. Which section? The section where it's written like this, line VTY. Line VTY 0 to 4. By default there is a command. Command is login. It means by default telnet is enabled on router, but password is not set. This thing is clear? So what I can do here is line VTY 0 to 4. No. No. Now I am able to telnet without password. If I want to set password, what I have to do? Interface, sorry, line VTY 0 to 4. Password Cisco. After that command will be, what is the use of login command? Login will tell the password to give the password prompt. इस login की कमांड की वजह से ही यहाँ मुझे क्या दिखेगा अब? ये पासवर्ड प्रॉम्प्ट. अगर मैं login कमांड ना डालता तो ये पासवर्ड प्रॉम्प्ट कभी भी ना दिखता. If I will not write this login command, I will not able to see this password prompt. Password is, I got the access. Any problem? Guys, now next thing. Look here. I am R1. From R2 I am again accessing R1. Password is, I got the access. Agree? I am on R1. I will run the command show users. What information I am getting? That one user is accessing the router. His IP is 12.0.0.2. On which line he is accessing router? 98. Now what you want to do? You want to disconnect this user. You want to? What you will run? Clear line 90. What message I got here? Closed by the person who was the owner has closed my connection. This thing is clear. Next thing, from R2 I want to telnet R1, but not with IP but with the name. What I am trying to say, I want to write here like this, telnet R1 and my device will access which router? R1. To do this thing, I have to maintain a host table. What I have to maintain? What is host table? Look here. I have to tell my router IP host. After that, name R1 12.0.0.1. What do you mean by this thing? This means I am telling R2 that actually R1 means 12.0.0.1. Whenever someone write telnet R1, ping R1 or do anything with R1, understand R1 as 12.0.0.1. Fine. Telnet Trying R1 means 12,001. Any problem? Any issue? Clear? हाँ जी. DNS इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है जी. लास्ट थिंग, see now, from R2 I am telnetting, password is Cisco. First of all, what will happen? Sin ACK, there will be a TCP three-way handshake. After that, telnet data will flow. Password is Cisco. What is this thing? Whenever it's like this here, whenever you use telnet, your password will travel in which form? Clear text form. What I am trying to say, this is a router, you are telnetting from here, you will send a telnet request to router, agree? Router will ask for a password, you will enter the password. When password will travel on this particular link, password will travel in which form? Clear text form. Clear? So if anyone is doing man in middle attack, what do you mean by man in middle? आपकी गर्लफ्रेंड ने आपको कभी कहा है मुझे आप नहीं कोई और पसंद हो? दैट इज मैन इन द मिडल अटैक. यही होता है भाई. चलो ठीक है. अरे यार कहा तो बहुत लोगों को होगा, मानते नहीं है लोग. फाइन. तो दैट इज कॉल्ड मैन इन द. चलो ठीक है, किसी की गर्लफ्रेंड ने उसके बॉयफ्रेंड को कहा होगा भाई मुझे तुम नहीं आप पसंद हो, तुम्हें बना दिया मैंने मैन इन द मिडल. अब खुश? ठीक है जी. ये होता है मैन इन द मिडल अटैक. मैन इन द मिडल का मतलब इन दोनों की बातें मैं भी सुन रहा हूं बीच में बैठ के. आई एम ऑल्सो लिसनिंग टू देम, सो आई कैन स्निफ देयर ट्रैफिक बिकॉज आई नो द पासवर्ड. फाइन. मुझे राउटर का पासवर्ड पता चल गया. I know the password of router. Now I can access the router. It means telnet is not secure. Fine. It means when I am sitting in a company and I have to access my router, I can use telnet. But over internet, I will never use telnet. In the LAN network, I can use telnet. In the company, we can use telnet, but not outside the company. Fine. We always use. We will discuss it tomorrow. This thing is clear?